How do nonprofits create a line item grant budget? If you are part of a nonprofit and wondering how to create a line item grant budget, you are in the right place. This budget is essential for showing funders how you plan to use their money. Let's break down the steps to make this process easier. First, it is important to understand the funder guidelines. Each grant application comes with specific instructions. Take time to read these carefully. Look for any restrictions on budget categories, spending limits, or required formats. Following these rules is key to ensuring your proposal is not disqualified. Next, align your budget with the project narrative. Each line item in your budget should representing a cost that is necessary to achieve the goals outlined in your grant proposal. This connection shows funders that you have a clear plan for how the money will be spent. Now identify and list your expenses as line items. Break down your costs into specific categories. Common categories include personnel salaries, fringe benefits, equipment, supplies, travel, consultants, and indirect costs. Each line item should be detailed and justified. When calculating costs, be accurate. For personnel, determine salaries based on the percentage of time each person will work on the project. For supplies and equipment, research realistic costs based on past expenses or market prices. Make sure to include everything you need to complete the project. It is also important to include both direct and indirect costs. Direct costs are expenses that are directly related to the project. Indirect costs cover overhead expenses, such as utilities or administrative support. Follow the funder's instructions on how to include these costs. Alongside your line item budget, provide a budget justification. This narrative should explain why each expense is necessary, how you calculated the amounts, and how these costs support the success of the project. This explanation helps build trust with funders. Before finalizing your budget, check for completeness and accuracy. Double-check all calculations and ensure that every project activity has a corresponding budget item. Confirm that the total budget fits within the funder's limits. It can also be helpful to have someone outside your development team review the budget. This person can check that the budget and narrative tell a consistent story and clearly explain your financial needs. Finally, consider the timing of your expenses. Reflected when funds will be spent during the grant period. If relevant, show how the project will sustain itself beyond the grant period. By following these steps, nonprofits can create a clear and detailed line item grant budget. This budget not only supports your proposal but also demonstrates your planning abilities and commitment to achieving your mission through the grant-funded project.